Hi, I'm Rod Saunders from Jew and Greek. The other day, Mike Winger posted this on his Facebook page. Is this false prophecy? Speaking on behalf of God, claims which are applied without context to everyone. The way most people would understand this, it isn't true. But since it's positivity, it will be well received by many. Joel Osteen. Things you struggled with in the past are not going to be a struggle anymore. Chains that have held you back are being broken. Strongholds that have kept you captive are coming down. God is going to do what you can't do on your own. Now, it looks like he took this off of Twitter. Notice the blue check. So I decided that there was probably some context that was missing here. You see, I've had years of experience now dealing with these discernment guys, so I know better than to just assume that they're doing things in an objective, ethical manner. I figured that this wasn't simply a tweet that Joel Osteen did, but was more likely an excerpt from a transcript of one of his sermons provided by one of his web techs. So I copied the first line or two into Google, and I added Joel Osteen to it, and found the sermon in question. It was his message from this past Sunday, December 4th. So I went to Joel Osteen's YouTube channel, and I found the sermon and downloaded it. Here's the context in which he said what was posted on Twitter.
Numbers chapter 25, the Israelites had gotten off course. This false prophet named Balaam encouraged the Midianite women to lure the Israelites into worshiping their idols. And they fell right into that trap. They began feasting with the Midianites, worshiping the god Baal. There were all kinds of immorality and compromise going on, and God was very displeased. This plague broke out, and 24,000 Israelites were killed. Looked like that would continue on. Moses warned the people that they needed to change, but they weren't listening. One of the Israelites took a Midianite woman into his tent in defiance of what Moses said. Everyone was standing around watching, wondering what was going to happen. Then a young man named Phinehas rose up, went into the tent, and put an end to it. The scripture says Phinehas had the courage to step in, and the plague was stopped. All this compromising, mediocrity, and one person stepped in and said, I'm going to honor God. I'm going to live with integrity. I'm going to do the right thing, and the plague ended. You can stop the plague in your family. You can be the Phinehas. There may be negative baggage, people compromising, addictions, mediocrity. It just takes one Phinehas, one man, one woman to break the cycle of defeat. My prayer is God give us Phinehases. Give us people who will rise up, not just accept the dysfunction, not just live with the defeat, but will have the courage to make a difference, to put an end to what's limiting us. Don't live with the dysfunction, break the dysfunction. Well, nobody in my family is successful. We just barely get by. That's what was passed down to you. That's the way it's been, but you're a Phinehas. You're putting an end to that. You're called to rise higher. You're called to put a stop to that plague. Well, Joel, everyone in my family struggles with addictions. We all compromise. We all have anger issues. That would be a good excuse to stay that way, if not for one thing. You're a Phinehas. You have the courage to step in. God has destined you to break the negative cycle, to set your family on a new course, to reach levels that you've never seen. It may be difficult, but God won't ask you to do something and not give you the grace to do it. Your children are counting on you. Your great-grandchildren, their destinies hang in the balance. Will they deal with the same things you do? Or will you put an end to it? Will you be the one to break that negative cycle and stop the plague? I already know the answer. I'm looking at Phinehases. I'm looking at barrier breakers. I'm looking at people who are called, equipped, and anointed. The power in you is greater than any power that's trying to stop you. You're going to feel a new sense of courage. God's favor is going to be on you in a greater way. Things you've struggled with in the past are not going to be a struggle anymore. Chains that have held you back are being broken. Strongholds that have kept you captive are coming down. God's going to do what you can't do on your own. When you stand for righteousness, when you refuse to compromise, when you say, no, I'm not hanging around these same friends that are holding me back. When you break out of that negative mindset and believe bigger, pray bolder, dream larger, you're going to see the hand of God turn things around. Break addictions, bring you out of dysfunction, promote you to levels that you never thought possible.
So Joel Osteen's message was about Phineas taking action to stop a plague. The point was that we as believers can take action to stop whatever is plaguing us in life. The tweet was referencing people who rise up and take action to stop the plague. It wasn't a prophecy to whoever hears his message. It was an exhortation that if you take action and take a stand for righteousness, you can see God's power manifested to bring you deliverance in your situation. So there was no false prophecy here. There was just a lack of context. If you're conscientious enough to find the fuller context, you'll see that Winger's Facebook post was presumptuous, which is often the case when discernment hacks go for the low-hanging fruit of people like Joel Osteen. Thanks for watching, and be blessed.